Los Angeles, like other major American cities, has seen a surge of violent crime on public transit since the pandemic. With ridership returning in high numbers, LA transit officials are trying to figure out how to reduce crime and make commuters feel safe. Here's Aaron Katersky, who's with LA Metro's former head of security, who claims she was fired after she raised safety concerns.
An avalanche of headlines announcing violence on the Los Angeles Metro. They seem to come almost every week. A man stabbed on a bus. A security guard stabbed. Suspect fatally shot and killed.
The suspect pulled out a knife and was able to stab one of the security guards in the lower body.
And a grandmother fatally stabbed on a train in April, all in just 1 month, causing the transit agency's board of directors to declare a public safety emergency. Hundreds of bus operators called a sick-out following recent assaults while on the job. The mayor of Los Angeles says it must be addressed.
The spike in violent crime on Metro that we have recently seen against operators and riders has been absolutely unacceptable.
The mayor has directed an immediate surge of law enforcement onto the system, the second largest transit agency in the country, and one that has been besieged by violent crime since the COVID-19 pandemic.
Our number one job is for Angelenos across LA County to feel safe.
Gina Osborne, a former Army counterintelligence officer and career FBI agent, was hired in February 2022 to lead LA Metro security operations.
I do believe that LA Metro can get to a place where it is safe and it is secure, it is orderly. I can only tell you from my experience with LA Metro going back to 2022, anyone could do anything. Drugs on the system, sheltering on the system, it was a free-for-all.
Osborne was fired in March, 2 days after she filed a report with the agency's Inspector General's office, according to her attorney. The attorney said the report dealt with a safety issue.
I was really scrutinizing the performance of the law enforcement agencies and identifying issues that came up.
In response, LA Metro told ABC News in a statement that Metro does not comment on personnel matters. However, Ms. Osborne's allegations against Metro CEO Stephanie Wiggins are categorically false. Currently, Metro's police functions are performed by the LA Sheriff, LAPD, and Long Beach PD under contracts that cost the transportation agency around $200 million. Unlike other transit systems, the LAMTA does not have its own dedicated police force.
There has to be a culture within LA Metro where when you go onto the system, you have to behave in a certain way.
Osborne supports the establishment of an MTA police force to address issues specific to a transportation system. She argues that security would be improved while also saving the agency more than $35 million a year.
I mean, imagine being in your workplace right now and having somebody come and spit in your face. That is a traumatic experience. So when you ask, what's the difference between municipal policing and transit policing? The transit police officers, they know that it's a priority to get the people who are attacking or assaulting the bus operators off the system.
At Thursday's board meeting, CEO Stephanie Wiggins acknowledged the transit agency will reconsider the proposal for an in-house public safety department next month.
I'm just as frustrated as the public. Metro is a transit agency, not a social services agency.
While critics say policing does not get to the heart of the underlying issues, like people experiencing homelessness, those suffering from mental health, and often repeat violent offenders, Osborne told ABC News,
if you are going on to a transit system, you need to be there for the purpose of transportation.
Passenger Erin Mayfield said she takes the train weekdays to get to and from school.
I think there should be more guidelines in place that restricts some people from going on the train, because I've seen plenty of weapons on the train.
To Osborne, fare evasion is the first line of defense, even though the police and deputies who currently patrol the system do not deal with fare beating.
Not all fare evaders are criminals, but all criminals are fare evaders.
Osborne also stressed the system, as volatile as it is now, is nowhere near ready for the massive increase in ridership anticipated when Los Angeles once again hosts the Olympics in the summer of 2028. The games are being described as transit-forward zones, according to Robert Gummer, the interim deputy chief of systems security and law enforcement at Metro. Gummer, who is a former Army officer, FBI agent, and was part of building the Global Security Operations Center for the NFL, told ABC News that Metro is focused on programs to increase not only law enforcement's physical presence, but also fare enforcement programs.
For this past year, we have seen successes, in lowering the amount of crime that's occurring in our system. but we still have a lot of work to do to improve that perception of safety for our employees and for our patrons. And the eyes of the world are on us, and we really have to really get that confidence there, while at the same time planning ahead and thinking about what infrastructure changes we need.
The LA MTA is receiving $900 million from the federal government to boost its infrastructure and fund new projects, including safety improvements.
I always say that I have seen the best of humanity and the worst of humanity working at LA Metro. The worst of humanity with the crime, and yet the best of humanity are those custodians, the transit security officers, the bus operators and rail operators. All of those people have the right to go to a workplace and feel safe.
Thank you, Aaron. On Thursday, LA Metro's board of directors voted to approve increases in the number of officers on the system, establish a unified command center connecting the Metro with local police departments, and ensure cell service is available at all Metro properties in an effort to curb violence and improve enforcement. And in a statement to ABC News late today, the Los Angeles County Council said Gina Osborne's claims were investigated and, quote, the allegations were not supported by the facts.